Welcome to Calculus with KJ. This is video assessment problem number 5, I believe, and this is going to be problem 20, of which I have chosen. For number 20, you're given the derivative of f of x on the graph, and what your object of this for this problem is to draw the normal function or the original function using the derivative. For this certain problem, we are given two initial conditions. The first being that in the original equation, when x is equal to 0, y will be equal to 2. The domain of this will be negative 2 to 4, which will also mean on the graph that we will have two endpoints at negative 2 and 4. Now, because we are given the initial condition when x equals to 0 and then it'll be equal to 2, we can draw the original point right here on the y-axis. This will be the first real point of our original function. Now, in the derivative, since this is concave down, but this is increasing during this point, what's going to be up here is it's going to be concave up, but it's going to be decreasing at this time, if that makes any sense. Also, what you have to do next is find the area underneath this curve. This curve is about 0.4 underneath. So what we're going to do is it's about 2 minus 0.4, which is about 1.6, is going to be about right here. So we're going to just draw this line right here. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to do the endpoint. So when f of x is equal to negative 2. Next, we're going to look at the area under the curve right here in this area. So since this is concave down again, and it's just decreasing, we're going to going up on the original function. And the area under this curve is approximately 1.1. So we're going to go from 1.6 plus 1.1, which is going to give us 2.7. So about here. And then here we go. That is the next part of our function. Next, for when x equal to 1, here we can see the function is decreasing at this time, so for our original function it's going to be increasing. Now this is approximately 0.3 under the curve, so going to go from 2 to 2.3, which is about here. So, but it's going to be like that. Next, what we're going to do is about right here. This next area of the curve is also, again, about 0.3. Someone reaches here. But instead, this is also concave up underneath the x-axis, which means this will be going down about 0.3. So again, it'll go back to 2. And finally, we have our last point. So the area of this curve is again about 1.1. So going from 1.6 to 1.1, that's about 2.6, which is about right where this other point is at. So this is our parent or original function. Two things to note about this: whenever the derivative passes through the x-axis or creates 0, this will then be a minimum or a maximum depending on which direction the graph is going. So if the graph is increasing at a point as it passes through the x-axis, it will be a minimum. If it's decreasing, it will be a maximum. Second point is where there is a minimum or maximum on a function, this then means it will be a point of inflection on your original function. Thank you for listening.